Let's see. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing today? Let's have some fun. All right. All right, let's understand. We're here to do one thing, learn. We're here to add our pieces. We're here to add more things to what you're trying to do. That's why it's called the blueprint of success, okay? Everything we do is a blueprint, and we're gonna put the pieces together. So again, good morning, Mindy. How are we doing today? So pieces, how do we put pieces together? Today we look at yourself and what you're doing for your life and that job maybe you hate, maybe what you're trying to do. Let's get to the millionaire status. Good morning, Ken folks. How you doing? All right, please, people, let's understand today. We got March 2nd, basically 2026. Very simple. What is our goal? Add pieces. What are the pieces we're missing? Today, we look at family. God, family, money. God, family, money. That's how we have to look at it. We need God to be first. We have to believe. And from there, it has to be family, husband and wife. And that's the ultimate goal for me. And then money. Creating money has never been a hard problem for me. Since I started my first corporation as a kid, and I basically got a first $1 million structure from there. But what did I do? I added more pieces. Every piece that we do has more pieces. Like every question has another question. It's like every action has a reaction. The structure is the finance. Structure being finance is very simple, okay? The first thing is we want $1 million. Everybody wants $1 million. Here's $1.5 million. What are you gonna do with it? If you had $1 million or $1.5 million, what would you do with it today? The goal is understand structure about pieces. All right, good morning, Jay. What do you got to do? But you understand. So if we look at this correctly, okay, structure, finance, stream. Structure, finance, stream. See, what we're lacking today, some of us, is that credit score we need to have. We need to make sure it's not going to knock us down and screw us up. But what do? We probably used the wrong credit card and jacked it up. The bottom line is we jacked it up what we need to do. All right, we love Dr. Reynolds. Well, thank you, all right. This is John, fantastic. I love God. God gave me the brain. So guess what? I got a couple of problems I tell people every day. I have an IQ off the chart. That's a good thing to have. But I also pissed off a lot of people as a kid. Okay, I have recall on those things. And I write with both hands and talk at the same time. And I rhyme all the time too. So again, and I stutter once in a while. So if you can deal with all that, I can get to millionaire status, okay? We have to understand a couple of things. Everything we have mentally, we have to get past it. It's like stuttering. I had a problem stuttering as a kid, and as an adult, I do it once in a while too, and I get realized, just let it go. Because if I make it a big concern, I probably won't talk to people. It's like I back myself in a corner. I found myself as a kid always being at the library reading book after book after book. You see, if I went home, I was used and abused. I don't want that. Next thing is I didn't get a mommy and dad like most of you. You got a mommy and dad, fantastic. I was born in a taxi, put in a damn trash can. I got to be a Mrs. Hope She Devil from hell. So let's understand. Structure, finance, and dream is okay. It's easy to say. Is it easy to do? No. Tap the live. And what are you going to do today? You're going to get this book for free. We sell for about 25 bucks. So it's very simple. This is for the kids in high school and college. And I also like to get you an extra copy for yourself. See, my whole goal is to keep a promise I made when I was 7 years old. And I'm going to do that. And I've done that for 50 years. Simple. What happens? Good morning, Ray. How you doing today? Always good. That's the answer. From now on, somebody has you doing, I want you to do one thing. Always good. Take a deep breath. Why? Then say, thank you, Jesus. Always good. I've said that since I was a kid. So let's focus. If you hit the live, you share and you help me, I'll help you. It's simple. We work together. What a concept. This is a free book, okay? It's going to teach you about rules and tools and what you never learned about your personal credit. You see, I'm sorry, you got a bunch of, I call ding-dongs or people out there going blah, blah, blah. I call them clowns. You see, the reality is clowns are very simple. They're not teaching you rules and tools. I'm Ray Reynolds, Dr. Reynolds. Hey, you, Pastor Reynolds. I can literally say I trained Ken Yarborough in the late 70s and 80s because I did. My goal is the oldest credit card, okay? And the word fluctuation. All cards fluctuate, but two. So today, if you look at your credit score, half of you, maybe 80% of you, it sucks. Maybe you have a collection or some problem. What did you do? The next thing is, you probably jacked up the wrong card. When I wrote the rules and I kept training Yarborough, TRW, that was Thomas Raymond Woolridge. I got lucky when I found myself doing that because what happened with me is very simple. Okay, I donated my time for witness protection a long time ago. That's where I met Ken in the first place. Then we went to work for what? He went for TRW, I became a consultant. Good morning from Alabama. Yes, I always, all right, have all my teeth. Okay, great. I didn't get all my teeth. I used my face as a brake when I was 7 years old. Very simple. Okay? That's where I became with that promise to help people the rest of my life. So I've been studying law in the county since I could walk, since I was a kid. I taught myself how to read, basically, and when I was copying what she was reading, eventually I recorded it, so it's kind of fun. Credit score is very simple. If we look at every credit card today, you put a stick in the back of the card because you have to dummy proof this. I think we all do things, we're all a bunch of dummies sometimes, but don't take it personally because I think I do dumb too. Here, this is a $10,000 credit card, $10,000. If I use it past $2,900, I screwed myself up. See, I wrote the rules of 29%. No one tells you that. You'll find that in the book. You basically do one thing as you play this game. So at 29%, I'm in the green. At 30, that's $3,000 because it's worth $10,000. I'm in basically the yellow. If I spend $5,000 on the card, I'm actually in the red. That's very simple. I don't want to do that as well. All right, so I can't get information from Navy Fed. They said no over the phone. Well, again, don't stop saying no. Call the next person. What are you looking for, Navy Fed? Again, talk to a specialist today. Talk to Burnett, our accounting manager. She loves guiding people all the time. She ends up coaching people. Okay? Navy's very simple. You just call them on the phone. We send you links all the time to do that too. As long as you have a family member in your life ever who was in the military, they're going to get you an access code. But again, it's simple. Call 888. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a different number. Or 800-254-9506. Call it today. Okay? And if you DM us and put in the link tree, well, guess what? That's all you have to do. Can't get in. Well, the reality is very simple. Call the number, okay, in about 3 hours, okay? Because right now we have what? We have 3:24 in the morning, 3:24 in the morning, okay? So what do we do? So let's understand, let's go back to what I'm trying to teach for answering the question as well. So what happens? I only got my Navy, to be honest with you, for one reason. I was sucked into a government program at 14 and a half years old, all right, at Orange Coast College part-time. They called me unclassified, whatever that is for, okay? So guess what? So understand, this is 10, this is 50. I'd like to get both of those for you. I'd like to get you about 7 of these and about 1 of these. I believe you should have 100,000 of credit personally. Because what happens when we have a blankety blank day, month, or year, what's going to happen is very simple. We bring the pain home. So again, collection leads, okay? I don't care what collection leads. Collection companies only worked one thing with consumer credit counseling. That was on all the credit bureaus at one time. It was nonprofit. By the way, that's one of my companies. How's that? So as we go through the process of all this, understand, these don't fluctuate. Let's write it down. If I have a bad day today and I, oh crap, I lose my job, have an emergency from the day next week and week for a year, I need 71,000 of safety. These don't fluctuate. So that means flat out. I can jack them up there and paid overtime limit $100,000 and I don't drop my score and I don't get stuck anymore. Unfortunately, you drop your score. So it's very simple. Let me screenshot this because you won't stop with simple. The goal is to help people every step of the way. So guess what? Tap the live, tap to share. I've been on TikTok now. This is my 15th week on social media. You'll find out I was basically the second largest advertiser in California for 32 years. I've been helping people for 6 days a week, over 50 years plus. So what do? So if you want to help yourself, just listen and learn and have some fun at the same time. But keep in mind one thing, you please verify that I'm not full of crap. Unfortunately, you got a lot of circus clowns out there. I call him Howdy Doody. He shows up almost every day. He's full of crap. We're going to put your house in the trust. Then we're going to take your car and transfer it and sell it to the trust so the IRS can audit us. And then we're going to have another problem on top of that. If you bump someone's car, they're going to sue your trust. This is called dumb, okay? Unfortunately. One of my clients who bought my books 15 years ago, this is called dumb too. He keeps saying 950,000 or 925 or 950, okay? They took this away from him 3 years ago. Why even show it? He's doing about 20% of what I've done because he bought my books. Reality is I'm old school, new school, and future school. If you want to play for real, let me know. Floyd, it's very simple. As we play this game for everybody. Tap the live, get the free book for the kids and for you. If you don't get it now, later on, it's 25 bucks. Okay, it's very simple. At the same time, I don't believe in credit repair. So let's go back in time when I helped Ken Yarbrough at TRW, late 70s and 80s. Ken and I wrote a book in 1987. We called it New File. I didn't want to call it New File. He wanted to call it File Segregation. This is a way you can actually literally already start a new credit file. When we helped witness protection, that's what we did. It's right here. But again, I didn't like it when we got done with it. So because I didn't want people to be a bunch of damn crooks. See, credit repair means you're not going to pay your creditors. It means you're not going to pay your creditors. I mean, you can try magic wand and remove it. Well, if you got the compensation, the reality is you should stop it. Session of building $100,000 a month income. Ask about credit score and debt. Well, the reality is it's simple. If you show up today at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, write it down, compare my time to yours, what time zone you have. I had 3:28 in the morning, 3:28 in the morning, okay? Simple. Look at your time zone. Are you Pacific? Are you basically what? Central, which is 2 hours ahead? Or are you basically going to be what? All right, Eastern. But now we've changed some time zone as well, as we're doing things as well. We're having fun. So what do we do? Now, in the back of every book back then, we'd show me, because I hold the record for the highest kick in the planet in 1981. Very simple. Okay, and fastest kick 13 feet in the air. Simple. Accomplished my goals. One of the cars and the 21 car collection. One of the mansions controlling $2.2 billion in real estate. And one of the yachts. Now, why not? So understand something. You'll find out I'm not full of crap, which most people are. You got this one good-looking guy out there talking about taxes and everything says it's wrong. I love when Ben corrects all his crap. Ben's out there, he's this good CPA, master CPA, and he corrects all these ding-dongs that think they know about tax. See, when I created the first book and series out there, and one of the number one infomercials basically in 1976, it's very simple. This was called Winning the Credit Game. Okay? Winning the credit game, and plus this is winning the game of business. So if we want to get winning the game of business for our lives, we could actually do that. But it gets structured. Good morning, Nate. Good morning, Jay. How are we doing today? So we get to play the game and win again and again. So what do? Structure, finance, God, family, money. Family means husband and wife became one, by the way. That's how I look at it, my wife and I. This is our 21st year being married, simple. What do? We get to play the game. So if we look at our credit cards and put a sticky in the back of the card and keep them at 29%, we're going to be good. If we have an old blankety blank day, we jack up these suckers because they don't fluctuate. They don't fluctuate. Isn't that fun? So I could keep my score to 750 if you want to. My score right now is a 846 today. So is my wife, and they're boring. We don't use our credit to use it and abuse it. See, it's like if you look at that LLC versus S Corp today, S Corp, we're going to talk about that as well. So what do? Our credit scores maintain boring because we want it that way. When we are a CFO for a corporation, all right, we get to review our credit. That's fine. But also, we all have divisions of me. My wife has 4 divisions of me. I have basically 3 that I use all the time. And why does my wife have more? Well, a woman has a maiden name and a married name. So it's very simple. All of us must have our middle name on our birth certificate. So she has 4 divisions of me. I have 3. It's very simple. We don't bring the pain home. When we sign something, we don't use our SSN because only dummies do that. Oh, sorry, don't take it personally. We use an SS4 because we're allowed to. Because when you sign your name, you're a duck and a sheep. Sorry, that's just the truth. So again, if we download the book for the kids and you, read it. If we look at winning the credit game, very simple. You can actually put your credit back on track. We have paralegals part of our team. We don't do credit repair. We do a validation verification process because I wrote the book on that too, all right, a long time ago. I've written over 67 books so far. I do have about 40 books being basically created right now, and basically what they're doing is they're just kind of editing them. One of my favorite books coming out is Always Good. Thank you, Jesus. You see, since I was a little boy being used and abused, it was simple. All the grown-ups would say, "How you doing, little boy?" They knew I was being used and abused. They didn't give a damn. So what did I say? I looked up till the grown-ups said, "Always good." Thank you, Jesus. I made them leave me alone. That was the goal. Leave me alone. I don't like people bothering me as a kid because I knew I was being used and abused. So today, they didn't give a crap. So I found myself at the library almost every day, reading again. So I just wanted to read books and find out, okay. See, it was fun, listening, learning. But again, it's like the grown-ups back then was, well, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, show me how. All you got there is, see, there's so many people full of crap, it's ridiculous. I can write off my Rolex. No, you can't. That's bull crap. Okay? I have a Rolex that matches every shirt I wear. Okay, and I have also one for every car I drive. But that's just me because I became corporate billionaire at 21. And 2.6 billion, 26, 3.7 when I died in a coma in 2009. And they took my money, and then I rebuilt it again. See, there's no excuse for any of you not to be a millionaire corporation. The only excuse is your lack of knowledge. Your lack of knowledge is very simple, okay? As we play this game, we get to play to win. Okay, that's not a Rolex. Well, then you're an idiot, okay? Guys, all right? All right, let's block turds. I don't like turds, okay? Let's just block and remove jerks. I'm here to give you positive information, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. But again, there's always some turd giving me crap. I told you there's a turd. So what do? We get rid of the turds. So as we play this game, we have to play to win the game. So when you do your research, you'll find out being the second largest advertiser for about 32 years, all right, for Orange County, California. So every Tuesday I was at basically Ontario, Thursdays, Wednesday, Bonaventure, Tuesday, Orange County, and every Saturday, Long Beach, Marriott. So again, what do? We get to play the game to win. So the goal is ultimate simple. What do? All right, let's understand. Structure. So I've been helping people, all right, every day, 6 days a week, and basically probably for the last 15 weeks, twice a day. Okay, I've always done things in the morning, but I was on GoToWebinar, things like this, in my basic emails and all the things we did. TikTok, I'm on it now basically for 15 weeks. It's my 15th week, and I have about 50,000 plus followers, which is kind of fun. So again, what we're going to do is probably transfer. All right, we got about 500 million. What's about 50 million people in another database. See, I'm the guy who was coaching Carlton Sheets people, Dave Delgado and Russ Talby years ago. So I was coaching kind of the coaches, which is kind of fun. So we get to play the game very simple as we do this. All right, our goal is to win the game of business. So again, structure. Let's talk about LLC now. An LLC, there are 9 types. So it depends what state you're in basically today. California has a franchise tax fee. So if someone says have 5 LLCs, I don't agree with that because that would be $5,000, period. Let's go back to LLC. The LLC was created off basically DBA sole proprietor. Sole proprietor became an LLC, limited liability company. They actually somewhat kind of taxed it the same way. But again, everyone out there on social media is going, get rid of the unemployment at 15.3% tax. Okay, you still pull a draw. You still got to pay tax. See, we pay tax no matter what we do. You will always pay tax for business, corporations, divisions, things that you do, and your personal life. But what tax you pay is going to be up to you. I believe in what's called tax balancing. Tax balancing makes sense, and that's what we want to do because we learn to play the game to win. And that's what our goal should always be. Win the game of business. But again, is it easy? See, what happens to husbands and wives, they kind of get in that rat race and have the rerun again and again and again. We get in that job. We got kids. We got a wife, dog, cat, fish. We got to protect the family, but what about structure? If you had an LLC today, my first question would be, do you have your officers list, all right, with your home address on it? If it is, I would change it immediately. States sell you a mailing list. That's what they do. So they sell us on a mailing list, and I don't like that. But again, it's up to you. Remember, there are 9 types of LLC. Okay? I would suggest an LLC, when you start making money, convert to an S Corp, but that's just my suggestion. Okay? Again, and stay that way for about $3 to $5 million plus. See, you get to do one thing. You get to do what? You get to re-strategize as the volume of money comes in. So again, what we get to do is we play this game. Okay? The ultimate goal is very simple as we play the game to win. It's a game to me. Very simple. What do? Well, if I have an LLC today, what am I going to do? First of all, I got my tax ID, I got my bank account. Then I have to understand something about the LLC. Okay? I want to go get these cards for the corporation. See, as a CFO, I can get these to the corporation, and as long as I have a 649 personally, they can review my credit. Because I use a division of me, it's never a problem. I can get these from a division, and corporation. But again, it's a choice. What I did in 1984 is I had a problem. 1984, I am the king of satellite television. Manufacture, distribution, worldwide, all kinds of fun stuff. Those organizations doing up to hundreds of millions of dollars. But again, I also, for me, under my other corporations, I owned 11 Shakey's Pizzas, 31 flavors. I had shopping centers, I have subways and condos, all kinds of stuff. I have things in Havasu, things in Big Bear, all kinds of stuff everywhere. But again, what did I do? I had a problem. My problem is very simple. All right, they want to be in California, pay a franchise tax fee for every corporation. Discussing videos, okay? So I didn't want to pay franchise tax fee, all right, for every corporation. It would have cost me $1.2 million just to have the setup. California wants $800 to $1,000 per entity or corporation, however you want to look at it. So if you go back to chapter 18, when I was a kid, what is it in law book, public record? Not here to be an attorney. What does it say? It says an LLC, LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit, and a PC are categories as a legal person. That's Supreme Court, by the way. So again, the sole proprietor became LLC, limited liability company. One of the books that says limited liability corporation. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of the same thing when you file a tax return. Problem you have on that corporation, when you file a bankruptcy, they come get you. It's online. You guarantee things. You should have a division of me to guarantee things. The division of me uses S as what? For versus SSM. Everything you do today is you're guaranteeing things because what? You want to be a duck and a sheep? But it's your choice. So if there's 9 types of LLC, again, are you a nonprofit? Do you want or it's called a series LLC. You just LLCs owning LLCs. But as we play this game, let's go to LLP. An LLP is a partnership, maybe with your friends and family. I don't believe in partnerships. I believe in coaching people and go into an escrow together. But what happens is you get your own piece. I don't want to share my piece. I'm selfish. I'm going to get 25% of a Wendy's. I'm not going to share it with you. You join in on 25%. So I'm going to get my piece, you get your piece. It's like if you did timeshare. It's kind of like you get a deed of trust for a week. Here's the deed of trust for a piece of ownership of a laundromat, car wash, all right, storage unit, all right, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, whatever it might be. Again, you get a piece. See, by the way, if you own that piece, that's for life. That's forever. That's forever. So life means one thing. It's a legacy. See, when I studied and researched Rich and Famous as a kid in the law all the time, I looked at John D. Rockefeller. He's my hero. This man had an irrevocable trust worth billions and billions of dollars in 1934. So if we look at rich and famous people, how do they protect their assets and how they don't bring the pain home like you and me? I don't want to bring the pain home. So again, what do we look at? Very simple as we do this, okay? Barbie's off the grid, ground to basic, well, whatever that means, okay? Don't know what it means. The reality is Barbie in the 70s and 80s, I helped them with their tax problem as a consultant. How's that? So as we play this game, been around a long, long time. 50 years helping people up to 2 times a day, Monday through Friday, and all day on Saturday, and classes I have all the time. And most of everything, 99% is free for you. I just try to help people and I'm keeping a promise. So if I was in my LLP, if I had an LLP, I'd only pick Delaware. Delaware is the best state for a limited liability partnership. But that's just my preference. Again, not here to be your CPA attorney. Tap the live, tap the screen, and subscribe over here and over here. What do? You follow, you tap the live, you share. What do we do? Get the free book to help yourself with your personal credit score and get you up to 750. If you don't get it now, and the link trade is very simple, that's $50. Okay, get it now, save yourself money if you want to. The book for the kid right there you see is for the kids. They basically graduate high school and college, and also download it for yourself because you need it. You have to understand basically the rules and tools that I set up in the 70s and 80s. See, it's like some of these names here. I'm a corporate consultant, I'm a this, I'm a that, millionaire, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I call most of you out. I think you're full of crap. Why? Because you don't have the structure. Show me your Lamborghini and Ferrari. Show me your mansions. Show me your bank account. If not, shut the blank up because I can show you mine. Okay? And I do this to help people all the time. Okay? So if you're going to be real, please be real. It's like anything else today. Okay? I haven't printed the Februaries. But again, when I help people, clients, I let them use my basically certain clients in coaching programs. This is my petty cash account for January. Okay? 287,000, 66,000, okay? So when my client gets stuck and needs verification and they're in a partnership or an escrow, or they're literally wanting to do what? Get some more credit as we build it up, I'll use some of my references to help them. I'm an affiliate to a creditor, okay? 219 creditors, by the way. See, you're all trying to get a bunch of this. But here's your problem. You don't realize it's basically, you have to realize how it was constructed. You today have an SS5 form with the IRS in their file. Every one of you have an SS5. You don't even know what an SS5 is until I explain it to you. You might want to write it down. The SS5 is what connects to the, all right, what? SSN and 1040 tax return. See, our government tracks us from day one from our SS5 to SSN and 1040. And they track us and we get to pay tax before we get our paycheck. So if we look at this correctly, it's very simple. You're taxed, all right, on your paycheck. The IRS gets their cut. You get the leftover. Then you're taxed on everything else you do. If you understand structure, the LLC or the LLP, you'd be okay. What happens is a very simple structure. Any type of entity online at Secretary of State's level, every one of those, LLP, LLC, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit, PC, are subject to what? You're the officer. When they sue it, the only voice it has is you. You can say all that you want, oh, it's going to protect me. Fantastic. It's going to protect you. You're in a lawsuit. You're answering questions. They get to ask any question for you. And if you don't answer their questions, you can be held in contempt. But you know, what do I know? I'm not here to be safe an attorney. I watch more people in 50 years think their corporation or LLC is going to protect them, and they pierce it because why? They answer questions. They're sloppy bookkeepers. They don't do it right, and it's all screwed up. So let's play the game to win this time, okay? Now, we talked about LLC, LLP. How about a C Corp? A C corporation is the one that everyone should start in the beginning, in my opinion, but just my opinion. Why a C? It's closed. It's a closed corporation. It's privately held. All right, I can go supplying cash credit. If I screwed up and walk away, I can walk away. It's harder to walk away from an LLC because you're what? The managing member. And you have certificate, say certificate of ownership. See, that's what I realized. It says certificate of ownership. It's in your possession. So again, you can walk away from anything as long as you be a duck and a sheep. They might bankrupt you as well. Simple. We get the game and play. We get to play the game of business. Structure. Now, C Corp, closed corporation, privately held, privately owned, okay? Now, what happens? Bill credit. All these entities we're talking about right now should have divisions. I'm going to go into that in a second as well, how I created divisions in 1984. You'll find out in my books 45 years ago, it says division process. I've been teaching that for basically 50 years almost, and you haven't paid attention because you basically go scroll through the internet and go blah, blah, blah. Slow it down, pay attention. Today at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I will be live for an hour and a half. I will let you and invite all your friends and family. You should have a tab and a pen. All right, you should put your credit cards in front of you and put a book of sticky pads. We're going to dummy proof this. The reality is you're going to do one thing. If you do it my way, it's going to work 100%. I'm sorry, you're 75 to 20 now. Has it worked so far? Did you get to million to billion yet? I did. Why didn't you? It's called Billionaire Structure at 21. Structure was all for billions. Okay, you can do that today too if you want to, but it's up to you. Let's start at foundation, finance, dream. God, family, money. Again, family means husband and wife became one. What do we know? We look at C Corp. A C corporation gets bankrupt, you're the one signing the bankruptcy. All of you have to understand, you'd be the one signing it. You're the one in front of the trustee, all right, and what's going to happen, an attorney, judge, or whatever it is, or in a forensic accountant. You're now in front of a body. They're going to want to know where the money went. Why'd you file bankruptcy? They're going to terrorize you. That's okay when they go after you, they're going to go after your spouse too. See, that's a difference. You don't have a marriage agreement. Next, we're going to have another problem. Okay, what if you took basically the S Corp? An S Corp is usually started from LLC or C Corp. So it's a conversion under 1244 or 2553. So if I want to take my LLC, okay, and I want to convert it to an S Corp, that would make sense to me. I think S Corps are great. We're up to that $5 million mark. Then we change strategy again and again. All along, we have an irrevocable trust. So an LLC, in my opinion, should convert to S, but that's up to you as well. All right? The C Corp doing business, when it starts to make money, convert to S as well. See, the S Corp allows you and the corporation A to file a one tax return called single filing, especially if you're a sloppy bookkeeper, which is okay. Then you basically don't have to worry about it, but try not to be sloppy. Try to get it right, please, because you have the ability to play this game to win if you want to. So that would be a C or LLC to S. A nonprofit, everyone should have one. If you look up in California, Secretary of State website, there was a kid who was 9.5 years old. He was 9.5 years old, okay? You're a genius. Well, God said, he gave me the brain. I was on genius level at basically 14, to be honest with you, IQ off the chart. Mints and all the other crap, they did all these tests on me. They tried to dissect me when I was 14 years old. and the government, all this crap, okay, in T-Week of junior high. By the time I did the test the third time, I was in my gym shorts, right, literally my jackstrap, no shoes, socks, and shirt, because I couldn't believe I could do what I could do. All right, these people are just a bunch of jerks, especially Cheryl, all right, that counselor. I kept telling you must be a C- student, but again, let's go back to this. So what do we do? Okay, nonprofit. If I was you today, I'd get a nonprofit corporation, just for the hell of it. Why not? It's in the link tree. I give articles for free to everybody in the United States of America, free. All right, just pay your little filing fee. Nonprofit corporation called Helping Hand was started by a kid who is 9.5 years old who sent away $10. I'm the damn kid. How's that? So I started my first organization sending away $10 because I heard at a poker game that a corporation is a legal person. Mrs. Hope had a poker game every Wednesday night. I was in the corner making a little notes, listening to the grown-ups. But what do you have? Well, we had Dan Blocker, Michael Landon, okay, Ted Turner, very simple. All right, we had also basically Jane Fonda, okay, the producer of Gunsmoke, Mission Impossible. There was actually a Laker became an attorney, whoever he was. I'm just 7.5 years old listening to these people going blah, 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 drinking whiskey, smoking cigars. Okay, I learned a corporation's a legal person. So I went to the library to figure it out. That's what I've done in my life. Study, and research. I didn't like people as a kid because they just used and abused. So I went to the library every day to study more information. So again, nonprofit. When I did Helping Hand Industries, I was 9 years old, cost me $10. And the link tree, if you get it today in California, the filing fee is $30, $30. See, some of you spent thousands of dollars for a corporation, and basically you paid an attorney who's not done it right because he or she's practiced the law. You're the guinea pig. They're practicing. Got it, George? Got it, George? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Click the link in the link tree. Get the free books that you see on the screen, no problem. And have some fun at the same time. So again, nonprofit will make sense. If I have a nonprofit today, it's filed at the state level. Get the corporation, name it neutral. Again, I would basically want to get a tax ID with a bank account. Then I'd go to the IRS side and I'd ask for my 1023 form. 1023 gives me the 501c3 exemption. That exemption allows me to register with the state like California within 17 months and tell them I'm a nonprofit. If federal exemption, they don't charge me a franchise tax fee. So I'd waive the franchise tax fee. Okay, this is King something, something King. Okay, sorry if I screw these things up, but again, share the life, share the life. So again, nonprofit. Okay, a PC is a professional corp, doctor, lawyer, CPA. Tend to have a PC if you want to. Now, all these things have one thing in common. They're on the Secretary of State's website. They're on the Secretary of State's website. It's right there. When they sue them, you're the only voice they have. So you're going to be named in the lawsuit. They're going to name your spouse as well, and they're going to put you through a deposition. If someone says that's not true, guess what's going to happen? Wait till it does. I see it happen all the time. Now, today, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I'd like you to be with me, holding your hands, and let's sing some Kumbaya. But again, what do we get to do? Very, very simple. Let's compare time zone. I have literally, what does it say here? Check all clocks and watches. It is 3:51 in the morning, 3:51 here, and in the wall as well. So what time zone are you in? Very simple. Is it good to use a registered agent? Travis, it's a waste of friggin' time, okay? Why would you use a registered agent? They're gonna receive it for you and hand it to you anyway. They have to disclose you. Be your own registered agent in your own state, please. Might as well. But do not use your home address. Use a mailing address. But that's my suggestion. You ask the question, I'll answer any question there is. So again, what do? That's what I would tell you to do. But I'm not here to be an attorney. Let's go back 1984 again. 84, I didn't want to pay a franchise tax fee for all my corporations. That would have been $1.2 million. I went to Sacramento because I'm a person that confronts things. As a kid, going to school and Watts, Torrance, Long Beach, all these areas, you learn to kick it or run. I'd rather kick it than run. So I confront everything, what's happened. So when there's a turd, like here, I just block the hell out. Why deal with the turd? This is my 15th week on TikTok and social media. I'm used to writing checks for millions of dollars for radio and TV. So I decided to try TikTok 15 weeks ago. Social media, and I have 50,000 followers so far, plus, and I'm going after more and more and more. I'm having fun. I'm realizing one thing, 20% of the people on TikTok are full of crap, okay, and you keep surfing back and forth. Luckily, Ben tries to correct their stupidity. These people think they're accountants or something. They have no background in it, but against what they do. They say a lot of crap. Unfortunately, they do. So what do? Structure. I went to Sacramento, 1984. I asked a basic question, 2 departments. Could I create an entity? Listen to the word entity. Under an LLC, C Corp, nonprofit, whatever you got, can I create an entity that does not pay franchise tax fee? That was my basic question. And I went to 2 departments to ask that question because they sent me back and forth. It's like I'm chasing to get an honest answer, and they're sending me different departments. You're kind of the runaround, guys. We all get to run around sometimes, right? So they said create a form and modify one. Okay, no problem. See, in my head, I can see things, and I can see visions, and I can sort things. I'll close my eyes, I can see this. It's just weird. It's hard to explain, and it's okay if you don't believe it. It's okay, because that's your problem, not mine. I told him I got visions as a kid. They couldn't figure that out either. All right, so I could see entity. I could see S is for, it says entity or individual person. R, all right, organization or employee identification, okay? I can see that. I can see the sole proprietor form. I can see S is for. I could see these things in my head connecting the dots. Then I went back to chapter 18. Not required to file. But why not? So again, I created a division process. It's been in my books for over 45 years. And an organization you might have is LLC, LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit, PC. I would say division process. My wife and I maintain an 846 pretty easy because we don't sign things as us. They won't want to view us as a score. That's fine as a CFO. My wife has 4 divisions of her that uses all the time, and I have 3. Why does she have 4? Because she has a maiden name as well. Okay, married, and women have 2 last names. Sometimes they have more. My wife's Colombian, they don't have middle names. She doesn't have one. But she has 5 last names. Okay, so again, she can have more divisions of her. We have no intent to do fraud. And I pray to God you don't either. But what happens? A division of me allows you to guarantee things without being you. See, you got 2 choices. S is 5, S is 10, and 1040 is you. You're a duck and a sheep. You're taxed. You get the leftover and wonder why you're taxed. Where's my money? Then everything you touch is taxed again and again because you don't know what you're doing. Sorry. You should always think about one thing. Tax balancing. We will always pay some tax, personal or business, no matter what we do. Because there's business tax, there's corporate tax, there's what? There's going to be a building that has tax. The house you have today, if you own it and you finance it, you have property tax. That's fire, police, road, and school. Again, we pay tax, but we get money back on that if we have a house payment. See, your house payment, I always believe in having a house. When I watched a client of mine buy books years ago, they'll buy a house. All right, I got houses, you can't have them. Tell me the water. I don't like jerks like that. Sorry. It's a bunch of crap. Hooey. If you have a house payment, you realize when you file your tax return, you get some of that called a refund back. Because you paid the house payment. You're recycling money, it gave you the write-off. It's the only write-off you got. In most cases, corporations have all these other write-offs. So again, say hi. Hi, Kimberly, how you doing? So again, so we get to play the game and win. So guess what we get to do? That Marine guy, okay, well, you're that Marine guy. Hey, thank you for your service if you're true. Pray with all our military right now, what's going on in the world. We have to. Pray for their families. We have to pray for everybody. It's very simple as we play this game to win. So what are we going to do today? Very simple. We're going to look at LLC. Again, I converted to S. That's just what I would do. All right, from there. All right, Marine, not Marine. Still Valor Hero. Well, again, Marine, not Marine. Okay, I don't know what that means, but again, just answer the questions. Again, maybe someone in your family served, we got to thank them as well. I think we treat our military like crap. All right, because everyone from military should basically have a structure, corporation, and literally help other people. Their organizations should be worth millions of dollars. I actually have clients in the military that do that every day. And it's very simple. So as we play this game, let's win. So go back to basic because some of you are late. You're trying to get this. This is not money. It has not been peekaboo. It hasn't been money since August in 71. See, Nixon took the gold standard out in August in 71. So this became a Federal Reserve note. So for you to understand, tap the live, share the live with other people, subscribe, help me help you. If you do this, I want to help you some more because I don't want you to hire credit repair. Some of you actually do credit repair, and guess what? When they knock on your door, you're going to be federally indicted. Just like they did Daniel, the credit repair cloud. There's no magic wand to remove your crap. You might have to negotiate something, but again, it's simple. This is basically winning the credit game. It's $50. If you download it, it's free. And the books, you always find out, okay, Lamborghinis, okay? We had 21 cars in the car collection because I was bored. Very simple. Being bored, I bought more Lamborghinis. What would you do? So we have some fun. If you have no credit, what's the fastest way to build your credit? Okay, well, number one, I would tell you never get a secure card. Only dumb people do that, so you're not dumb. I would say add yourself to a wrapper rescore and let me pop your credit card off my score, okay? I give people credit cards all the time. See, what happens with people, they have to realize one thing. If you have no credit, get the book, all right? Very simple. This is Starting Out Right, helps your kids in high school and college. Get the book. It's free. Download it, okay? It'll help you start your credit file. Again, do not get secure credit cards because I think security is for only ding-dongs or dumb people that don't know what they're doing in the first place, okay? If I ever got a secure card, it would be nothing else besides the Open Sky, which is basically Capital Bank. Why? They don't give you an inquiry. You got all these silly people. I counted 36 the other day. You need a Capital One secured card. No, you don't. That's a damn inquiry. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Good morning, Rosie. How you doing? So again, please don't get a secure card. I would say wrap a rescore, and you don't have anything on it. You said score, no credit. Well, let's put a wrap it together. It'll push your score up to get green lights. So then it's not secured. If you don't do it that way, some silly person can get what? Secured? Secured cards give you an inquiry. That's the opposite of what you're trying to do. Unless it is a capital what? Bank, which is Open Sky. There's no inquiry there. So again, if not, let me help you. Add it to our system. And I'll literally basically pop you a card. Or if you get into certain kind of programs. It's up to you. Now, Saturday's schedule was fun. Did you show up? If you want Saturday's schedule, you got to stay with me for 6 hours. No, 9 hours. You got to literally do one thing. From 3:15 in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Good morning, Rosie. I already said good morning, good morning, good morning. Now what do we do? So again, remember, Saturday. There's 6 classes every Saturday. Okay, you might want to go online and play some more and learn. Sorry. What are we trying to do? I want to change the world. Is that okay? I'm keeping a promise I made when I was 7 years old. That's the only reason I'm here today. You see, I created my first corporate billionaire status at 21. Even though they stole my goodies at 3.7 billion structure, in 2009 died from a coma, came back and rebuilt it again. It only took me literally about 6 weeks to create $1 million of credit. Then I bought my wife her estate that she has now. And as she says, it reminds me, I'm lucky to have any room anyway. That's just what it is. So let's watch. If I got LLC, C Corp, nonprofit, PC, all right, all these pieces, my first thing is I'd go get these. These. They don't fluctuate, but that's not the point for a corporation or LLC. What the point is simple is they have credit up to $100,000, paid over time limit. Next, on the dashboard, it allows you to get a blueprint loan as long as you have transactions about 30 and 100,000 in and out of the bank account. If you don't, I do partner in a program of that too. We can help each other if you want to, but it's up to you. Now, the next thing is Chase is my favorite bank. Why? Their ink cards and personal cards like these, they don't have any what? Interest for 22 months. This is ridiculous. These cards are $350,000. Yes, I'm going to turn them backwards. I don't see the damn count. They're actual cards. So what do? Here's $350,000 on one corporation with these 2 cards here, $100,000 each. Here's $500,000 of credit. What do you do with your organization? What would you do? If you allow the corporation to be named after you, that's dumb 1. If it's named what it does, it's dumb 2. If it actually does business, that's dumb 3. I don't believe your corporation should do business or LLC. I believe it should have divisions, credit line of defense. I believe it should be a management company managing entities. Like your banks do, your grocery stores do, your cities and states do. See, if you realize every rich and famous person does not have and let their parent company do business, they own companies. They own corporations or divisions. So again, what would you do with $500,000 of credit right now? You're going to run your business. Well, you've been trying that. You've been running your business so far, and your lack of money slows you down. But what happens is simple. When they screw it up, they come after you. If you had this credit put on a division, let's write down daisy chain of credit, daisy chaining. If you would daisy chain credit from the parent company to a division, each division can have 350 as well, plus 2 other cards, plus 8 other cards. You see, by the time you're done, if you find out the 10 cards that I like, that could be $1 million for each entity, each corporation. So this is the way you finance. Remember, corporations, all right, don't pay tax till they're profitable. Borrow money is not taxable. So if I use borrow money, all right, I can build a business without screwing up my family or the corporation, but it's up to you. Tap the live, share the live, share the live. If you need to call the office in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 800-254-9506. It's in the link tree as well. Because nobody's here. I get here at 2:30 or 2:15 in the morning every day. All right, 6 days a week to have fun with people like you to help you out. If we got each one of these cards, very simple. Good morning, Mark. Thank you, Mark, for sharing the live as well. Again, per division. You see, today, I would line you up for one of my books that I wrote 47 years ago. Laundromat, car wash, okay? That's simple. I didn't say to run them, I said to own them and become the bank. See, the problem you got with you is you're watching 2 of my clients. You need a laundromat and car wash. I wrote the book to basically own them, not work there. That's an auto income. How about an apartment complex? All right, I was controlling 2.2 billion real estate to the first structure of all that for the fun of it. Again, maybe it's a storage unit. I bought my first jacket box for a corporation when I was 19. What about you? Would you like to own a piece of a Wendy's restaurant? See, what I look for is auto income. So in other words, if I'm a man, which I am, I'm a husband, I'm a father, okay, I'm the provider as well, or one of them, what do? Got to man up. Take care of the family. What do? Finance the dream, corporation, have management company for divisions. Each division has its own liability. In other words, if I have a management company, I have a storage unit, I have a laundromat, I have a jack in the box, I have part of a Wendy's, okay? Maybe you want to do Bitcoin. Why do people do Bitcoin using their own money? Isn't that dumb? I was going to say the word I'm not allowed to say. It starts with a big S. So why do they use their own money? I don't understand. If I'm doing Bitcoin, by the way, I have a division for Bitcoin as well. So what do? I use credit to buy the Bitcoin. There's no damn interest rate. So let's go buy $50,000 of Bitcoin for the hell of it. Now let's understand something, okay? The greatest thing about a division is you can borrow against it. If you understand Bitcoin is in what? You use credit to buy it. Now, it doesn't matter if it goes up or down. I can borrow 60% off the basically value of Bitcoin, borrow against. I can't borrow 100%. I can borrow 60%. All right, very simple. So borrow money is not taxable. So if all of a sudden I buy Bitcoin on using corporate credit, I can borrow against it 60%, and I put that somewhere else as well. See, it's a bouncing ball. But again, what do? $50,000 card costs less than $400 a month. I mean, this is easy stuff. You piss away $100 a day, most of you. That's over $1,000 a month plus. So you could buy Bitcoin, borrow against 60% of it, and roll the dice and have more fun. Again, you could have that what? You want to buy silver, that's a division. You want to buy gold. Each one of these categories have to be a separate division because they fluctuate in value daily different than each other. So if I had basically gold, silver, maybe I want to do stock trading. I mean, a lot of ladies say, hey, I'm doing stock trading. It's kind of working good. It should be a division. We should use corporate credit to do it. But again, why would you use your own money? Now, at the end of the day, I'd like to convince you to have a line of credit of one of the 4 banks. The line of credit is 50 to 150. That's what I'd like to convince you to do. Between 50 and 150. Share the live, tap the screen, please subscribe. Also, follow me, Ray Reynolds, the Godfather Credit. 60 billion over these last years, 50 years helping my clients and myself. Simple, and that's been fun. The book is free in the link tree. If you do it now, from later on, it's $50. That's what they're on for winning the credit game. Kid book is $25. So again, if you do it now, it's free. All right, get it, learn, listen, learn, help, give everyone else. Share the life, share those links to everybody in the world. Now, if I get you a Wells Fargo up to 150, would you use it my way? How about a Chase 150? How about a B of A 150? How about a U.S. Bank? Every line of credit gives you a debit card. The reason you look at this is very simple, okay? I don't usually write a check, then I don't have to pay a payment yet, okay? This is Rust Belt hobby for my gold. Well, the gold would be a division. Why? Because A, you gotta realize it goes up and down, up and down. Most people invest for themselves or their taxable income, and it's called dumb. Sorry, I just call it dumb. Because if it screws up, it feels the pain. It comes back. I mean, look at these ding-dongs, or I was going to say stupid people. I can't say that. All these dummies in 2008 being just plain dumb. I mean, I watch people blame things, okay? It's ridiculous why they fail. I've been shot. I've been knifed, okay? All right, I die in a coma and come back anyway. I'm not going to blame anything for my failure. It's ridiculous. I mean, the thing that I watched the other day is I watched basically some problems that I saw. I mean, it's okay. I mean, here's Ryan Alexander always showing the gold card. They took it away from him 3 years ago. I'm hearing him say, well, I lost because of 2008, then the pandemic, then basically the towers. That's all crap. I never lost in any of that crap. Why would you lose? Because you don't have the right damn structure. Structure is the key, okay? But don't show a card that they took away from you 3 years ago. Makes no damn sense, because here, I'd like you to take a picture. Would you like a mouse pad? Peekaboo. I'll send it to you. I'll even pay all the costs for you. So I'd send things out all the time for free, because why? I don't need your damn money. I don't count on people giving me money, and never have, never will. I'll create my own money for auto income. Auto income. Now the office here wants to make their money, their bonuses, their paychecks. That's great. So you get into a program, all right, maybe get in a coaching program as well. We're getting ready to launch our junior and senior coaches. Why? Because I'm sold out. I have one position left and I'm sold out. So you won't be able to hire me personally because some of you put it off too damn long. That's your own damn problem. Don't tell me your problem. So you can get a junior coach. I supervise them as well. Take your picture. If you want, DM me. I'll send you a mouse pad. Okay? It's very high quality mouse pad, by the way. See, I have organizations and all kinds of stuff. It's like one of the things I do for the kids and everything else and the adults. Okay? This is called Jesus Told Me One. We give t-shirts out for free all the time. You see, I'm one of these guys that's not full of crap. Okay? We give millions and millions and millions away because it's fun. But it's not my money anyway. So what do? You go back to basics. You don't listen to Howdy Doody. He's here today. Good morning, Howdy Doody. All right, you're so full of crap, it's ridiculous. You've failed 19 times. Now you're going to tell them to what? Irrevocable trust. You're going to tell them to sell their car. Irrevocable trust. Well, the IRS wants to know the compensation, who got paid. Then they want to know if you better bumpity bump. The day you bump a car with your car today, registered to you, that's the dumbest thing I ever saw in my life. Why would you be dumb enough to have your car registered to you? Why would your car be registered in the first place? I don't understand. Why would anybody ever have their car registered to themselves? When you bump a car, they sue the registered owner. That's you. Why would you do that? I'm sorry, if you do that, that's called dumb. Your driver's license should have a mailing address. Your insurance, registration, mailing address. The registered owner should be a division. I don't understand. All right, I hope between now and the next 50 years when I die, hopefully 50 more years, that literally people got to change their lives because of Ray Reynolds. Well, God gave me here to give you. Division. If I have a division of you, your name, let's pick anyone here. Here's Jay. All right, here's Rodriguez. All right, no problem. If I have a division of you under a corporation, we call it Jay, we call it Rodriguez, whatever it is. That allows me to get a tax ID. That allows me to guarantee credit and all kinds of stuff. If I do it correctly, and that division is a registered owner of a car, in any bumpity bump, they sue the division. They wouldn't sue you. Why do you do things wrong anyway? I don't understand. Why do people bring the damn pain home? Why do they jack up the wrong damn card? This makes no damn sense when these don't fluctuate and these do. I don't get it. Why do you bring the pain home? You know everything. Good for you. Okay? I invented Car Finder. I'm a kid. Okay, I almost blew up the garage and I almost blew up the car. I went to go get my patent. All right, they saw this. They sent me a letter and said, here's a $1 million check. We want to buy your patent. I'm 15 at the time, by the way. And then we're going to give you a small percentage for everything we sell. That's what I did. I had my first $1 million in the damn bank at 15. What the hell did you do? It's not my money. It belongs to the corporation. I started Helping Hand Industries when I was, 9.5 years old. Why didn't you? Why didn't you? What's wrong with you? Winning the Game of Business was out there in 1976. I kept updating the variation of the book as things kept changing. I kept learning more and more and more. 1976, I'm driving a Lamborghini. What the hell are you doing? I don't get it. I'm the most verified person on planet Earth you can find, and I'm not full of crap. Here's the history of the Winning the Game of Business. 1985, 86, I created Division Process, updated in 1990. What happened after that? It's very simple. I created a series of books for one per month, for 12 months to have the 1,000 steps you need to build a $1 million corporation. The 1,000 steps, what's most you don't have. But all your experts, wow, Rusty, best, whatever hobby. Or wow, it's just the truth. You'll find out I'm not full of crap. I'm going to tell you the truth. You got clients here, our kinfolk here. His family's been a client for 50 years. He's been for 35 years. I help generation and generation all the time. But again, I'm the guy who was training Russ Dalby, Dave Delgado, and some Carlton Sheets people behind the scenes. I'm the coach's coach. But I've been coaching for 50 years. I'm actually the original coach out there. So let's go back to some things for you. Free mouse pad if you DM us. Share the life. Join, subscribe. See, here's your future. If you would just copy this and do this here, simple. Every one of you literally would have a $5 million company within basically 24 months to 36 months. But can I get you to listen or just keep scrolling through crap? I'm sorry, a lot of things on the internet is crap. Here's something for you. 888-567-8688. Write it down. Write it down. It's simple as we play. Nathan, what are you going to say? War M coin, whatever the hell that means, okay? Well, everything you do under any coin, gold, silver, coins, okay? I have my collection of bars, coins, and all kinds of stuff. Simple. But they're not mine, they belong to an organization. The organization I manage, that's about it. So what do? I don't buy things under me. I think if you buy something new, that's called dumb. You should never buy anything under you, period. But you bought your house. Escrow closed, Homestead trust. Escrow closed, Homestead irrevocable trust before they hand you the keys. Don't worry, none of you did that. That's called dumb, by the way. They should have did it step by step. If we call the number I just gave you a second ago, and you took all your utility bills and all your credit cards right now, and you went paperless and automatic payment, that's what I tell you to do. Then I tell you for your credit card, make an extra payment weekly or bi-weekly. For TRW, when I set up the rules training Yarborough, oldest card, 28% rule. See, I can say that many times because it's friggin' true. I love that. You want to hire Ken, I got the canceled checks from back then as well to prove that someone else, oh, no, you didn't. Yeah, bullshit. I put them in check every day. It's not hard to do. When you tell the truth, you don't have to basically lie. Isn't that fun? That's why I help my $50 million or 50 million clients through the databases and the 37 and actually now 39 millionaire clients. So if we're a fast pay, we're a quick pay. We make an extra payment bi-weekly or weekly. Our driver's license, insurance registration, never home address, that's called dumb. 93% of you have that on those pieces I just mentioned, and I want them changed today because you're doing what's called dumb. You're telling people where you live in a bumpity bump. Division should be the red shirt of a car. But again, that's what I tell you to do, but it's up to you. It's like the Millionaire's Founders Kit, very simple. All right, see, I've had clients like Linda. Linda's beautiful, she's great. She's been a client since 1986. You might want to take a picture of this. She'll tell you 5 times I made her a millionaire. She's working on a project, basically the Hyatt Hotel in Texas. It's going to be a $27 million project. And I coach her every step of the way. But again, it's up to you. If you pay attention, all right, you could actually listen and learn. Even some of my own clients will help you as well. But it's kind of fun. If we listen, learn, we follow through every step. So tap the live, share, subscribe, all right, become a follower. Listen today at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Pacific Standard Time. What does that mean, 3 o'clock? Well, we're going to do 3 o'clock today. Right now it is what? 4:17. 4:17 in the morning. There you go. But again, this is the way we play the game to win. See, to me, it's always been a game. Winning the game of business, winning the credit game. That's, for me, that's how I look at it as a kid. You see, if you play the game, you want to win, right? I wrote Winning the Game of Business when I was 15. I put in there cash flow fee for time. It's like anything else, a blueprint of success on the rights of these things, and our attorneys have to chase people all the time. So again, 50 years helping people finance their dream, show them not to bring the pain on like all of you do anyway. See, you want to get there. You're a baller, you're all that in a bag of chips. When they sue you, they sue your spouse. You didn't plan the problem. You did not plan the problem. And that's the biggest problem you have today. So I'm going to make sure you understand one thing about me. Here's money, man, something, the mentor, join, okay? Someone went, the reality is simple. This person says he's an expert. I doubt it. Okay, I doubt it all. I created my first $1 million in the bank at 15. 2.6 billion, 26, okay? So let's see who's real, who's not real. Bunch of hoo-haws out there. I call them circus clowns. I mean, what can I say, okay? Don't buy a house. I have them, but you can. Oh, sell me the water. Bought my books years ago. I think Grant's the biggest clown out there. He talks about tax and everything he does, or Ben corrects him because everything he says is wrong. This guy telling you to sell your car to your irrevocable trust. This is called dumb, people. Dumb. You're not dumb. Don't do dumb. You don't sell your car to irrevocable trust that owns all your assets. Because when you drive the car, they're going to sue their irrevocable trust versus you. You just set yourself to be a duck and sheep. He tells you online that he screwed up 19 times. Maybe he's looking at it right now. It'd be like Tony Robbins talking about marriage. Been married 5 times. I like Tony's motivation. The rest of the thing I think is crap, in my opinion. So Grant bought books, no problem. I mean, Ryan Alexander, he bought books as well, great. But I keep saying, get rid of the book for the kids, please, okay? And quit saying you had 950,000, you don't. They took it away from you 3 years ago. Let's tell the truth. But again, that's just my opinion because I'm old school, new school, and future school. I have the 100% of the pie. He's talking about 20%. Again, there's a book he says that the adults get a credit card and add it to your kid's file. Excuse me. First of all, or under the Fair Lending Act, I'd question that. Second of all, when that parent takes that card past 29%, you just screwed up your kid's credit. Next thing is the card's older than the kid. See, he doesn't realize, all right, TransUnion has Hawk Alert. Ready to Hawk Alert for TransUnion. Checkpoint for Experian. See, this screws up everything because it's wrong. I've asked him 4 times, please remove the book, it's wrong. But he liked it because it got all those views, fantastic. I've got 52,000 plus views, followers, all right, in less than 15 weeks, 14 weeks actually. This is my 15th week. So he's done that in 8 years. I'm going to get to 1 million followers within this year and having fun telling the truth. It'll set people free. I like the truth, don't you? So tap the live, share, subscribe, all the pieces. Get your free books for free. Why not? The corporations are there for free as well. You pay your filing fee. That's it. When I did a nonprofit corporation, I was a kid, it cost me $10. Today in California, that is $30. If you spend thousands of dollars for a corporation, you don't learn daily squat, I call that dumb. I've had 2 people we talked to in the last week. They spent $20,000 for a Shell Corp and was promised $500,000 of credit. This is that crap. I mean, I got Shell Corps that I probably give away all the time for people. Why would someone be dumb enough to spend that kind of money? I guess so. But they don't know any better. Why haven't you been here before? This is your first time today. I don't know. Huh. See, your problem is you. Today, your personal cards need a sticky personal card. We have to dummy proof this, 29% rule tools. I'll be online at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. These cards don't fluctuate. That's when you jack up during a bad day. You don't jack up personal credit because it makes no sense. You jacked up, got stuck, they can't get any more. You did that to your husband and wife. What do you do? Why would you do that? An LLC, LLP, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit, PC should get these. First cards it should have. They're about paid over time limit 100,000 plus. They're unlimited. But when we get these, understand something. American Express, this is why I call Ryan out all the time, other people. American Express to a review. They will, if you spend 25,000, 100,000 on a card, they stop your account immediately. You look online, it's true. They want to review you. Then they shrink your limit to what? Because you don't have the money in the transaction of your corporation or your bank account. Then they shrink your limit. They do it to people every day. So again, if we had this the right way, and we have this for the corporation, let's get these cards for every division. By the way, these cards help you get what's called a blueprint loan. The blueprint loan is what I tell you to get today. It's up to $250, but you have to have 30 transactions and $100,000 a month income on and out. You don't, I do. I'll show you how to do that, and we can work together on a project together. Okay? But that's only basically because we're working on a project. We don't have any ownership of anything together. We set up for a line of credit. Okay? All right, what do? You take the line of credit, you buy one of these. Take a picture. Not the mouse pad, I'll give that to you for free. You take your basically entity, and let's go buy our apartment complex, dry cleaner. How about a storage unit? How about a Wendy's? How about a gas station with a store? How about laundromats? How about a McDonald's? How about a car wash? How about KFC? See, these are things that I've helped people do since 1987. I call it auto income. The auto income process is you own a piece, it's a legacy tied to irrevocable trust, and you get that income for the corporation or divisions for life. For life. Why would you ever want to run a business yourself and be an entrepreneur? 97% of entrepreneurs fail because they don't have structure and finance in the dream. But again, on auto income, you have a 97% success rate when you follow through. That means, let's say at Wendy's, you own 25%. You got the corporation. What do we use? We use a line of credit. We use borrow money to buy a percentage of a Wendy's restaurant. We now, escrow closes, okay? The management company verifies how you pay for the deposit. They make sure this gets paid before you do. You get the leftover. Good morning, Cole. How you doing? Good. Amen to you again. So again, if we did this correctly, let's say we got the 6 ink cards, 50,000, it's 350. So if we build credit, what are you going to do with the credit is my point. What do you do with your money today besides piss it away? If we took 3 Amex cards today, 3, okay, that is 30,000 of income if you do it my way, a month. To the corporation and division process, 30,000. That's 300,000 of credit. Now I'm going to try to hold in my hand because there's always absurd. You're just picking up the same cards. It's always a jerk. Now this is 3 more, 6 of them. That's 600,000 of credit. 600,000 of credit. That's up to 60,000 a month. If I have 3 more, that's 900,000 of credit plus the parent company. That creates up to 100,000 a month income. See, there's no guarantee in anything because if you can't follow through, that's on you. If you follow through, we get to play the game to win. And the ultimate goal is winning the game of business. Good morning, Brandy. This is our GM, General Manager. She's on her way here. So she taps in as well. That's kind of nice. So they join as a guest. That's fantastic. You share the live, What do we get to do? Here's Lewis. How we have fun. So again, if I build the credit, the foundation, structure, I can build the dream. But it's simple. If I don't build foundation, structure, you're doing what you do today. Right now, your life is a bouncing ball. If you get caught or you get screwed up and you screw something up, it's wow. You're going to want to be the one in bankruptcy. You're the one bringing the pain home. Why would you not just want to get a line of credit at the bank and put something in an escrow? That makes more sense, but it's up to you. Do it your way. I'll show you how to do everything yourself. We call it you do. If you want me to help you, you call it we do. If you want, I'll do all the work for you anyway. So you do, we do, I do. Simple. Say hi, George. Hey, George. This is George Garcia, I believe. So it said. If I screw these up, please forgive me because they scroll pretty fast. So again, good morning, good morning. Tap the live, share the live with everybody. Get your free books, get your free articles, get your free mouse pad. Get free information, what a concept. I've been up to 5,000 an hour and 50,000 a day. I've had major companies pay me all the time from Intel, Disney, IBM, Boeing, all these other companies, Toll Brothers. But again, what do we have to do? We have to play the game to win. So guess what? You just got a number 3 viewer badge. Fantastic. I have no idea what that is, but again, thank you. Hey, I'm sorry. This is my 15th week on TikTok and social media. I'm doing my best that I can. Bishop, okay? Bishop Paul, okay? Bishop, let's see, that was my grandmother's last name, who didn't want me either. The Randalls, okay? All these people. And the bishop, all right, grandma, all right, this guy, Josh Flagg, on this show out there, it's simple. His grandmother was my grandmother's best friend, and they did international business all the time. Hello, I'm interested. Well, then guess what you do, Chicago Sweet? You tap the live, you share the live, you help me, I help you. If you need to, look in the link tree, there's a phone number. It's 800-254-9506. It'll help you basically call the office. I'd call in about 2 hours. If you DM us your information, I'll have somebody call you right away, but it's going to be up to you. That's how we work this process. Here's Mario again. Okay, yeah, George. Okay, fantastic. I don't know what that yeah, George means, but again, I don't know. We do have a George as a specialist. Maybe that's going to help. So here's people helping me help you. It's fantastic. Mindy's fantastic. So is Jay. So is Kim. All these great people. Hey, I didn't know people were going to help me. Okay, I didn't know. This is 15 weeks now on TikTok. So now we have to get to 60,000 followers this week. We're already at 52,000 in 14 weeks, okay? Let's get to the 50, 60, 70, 80s, 100. Then let's get to the 500,000. Let's get to more. See, what I want to do is help more people. This is the best thing I found out, how to help more people faster. See, writing checks on radio and TV and being nationwide on, Sirius Radio, that's great. But again, I'm not helping people as fast as this is. I don't think. I don't know. It's kind of fun. So again, our moderator is Mindy. She's having fun as well. So guess what we do? You have a question, ask. I'll answer questions. That'll help me as well. And I got these teams of people helping me as well. Now, understand something. Our social media department's only about 3 or 4 months old. That's it. I hired a bunch of people to help me get it out there. I'm new to TikTok and social media. I hope I'm not screwing up as much as I was the first couple of weeks. I was screwing up left and right. I'm trying not to screw up at all. Is that okay? Because I want to make sure I don't say the wrong thing and I say the right thing. But here's the problem. At the end of the day, I'm still going to be me. Okay? All right? Don't be offended because I always say your way sucks and my way works, because it does. What's the best way to start working with you guys? Well, it's up to you. Call one of the specialists. DM us. Or subscribe. Call the office. 800-254-9506. See, a lot of our clients are affiliates. Literally. They get 10% for every referral. I send thousands of dollars all the time to people. But I like to do it to their organization versus themselves, but it's a choice. So again, it's very simple. Okay, so George is my junior advisor, and he is great. Fantastic. Love to hear it. George is one of the people we're kind of grooming to be one of our junior coaches in the future. See, I'm almost sold out. So that means we have to have junior and senior coaches for people as well. And that's the goal. Plus, I'm going to be going on business trips and doing all kinds of stuff around the world as well. And the reality is my wife calls my hobby and she says, honey, it's time you retire. Well, that's not going to happen. I'm going to retire part-time. I've told her, I promise, I'll do things part-time for my coaching people. My office I'm sitting in right now will become Santa's, my vice president's office, because I'm moving out completely. So again, I won't be the one that's doing all the classes 6 days a week, online, and basically 6 classes on Saturday. I will for this year, all right, as I phase myself out. We have other coaches going to do it for you as well. My son wants to take over, even though he's only 12. He's been saying he's the vice president since he was 5, because he is. So again, as we play this game, tap the live, tap and share. Subscribe, everything else. Get your free books for yourself. Save yourself money. Why? The book for the kids is also for you. Download it for yourself, please. It's free. It talks about rules and tools. This should be given out at every school worldwide right away, in every school, United States of America. There's that studying thing. I stuttered once in a while, sorry. Both sides get going too fast. So what happens is you can get this free. I want to give it to every kid in high school and college and every adult. I wish I had a way to send it to everybody simple for free, just the whole world. All right, I don't know if we can email or whatever else. We try to all the time, the links and everything else. We try to give it to people because I want them to change their lives. Okay, I don't do this for you. I do it because I made a promise when I was 7 years old. So what do? This is a book, well, very simple. Your fan club completed, stage of fan club. I guess I get stages, and that's great. Thank you. I don't believe in credit repair. I believe credit repair is a fraud, okay? First of all, the Federal Trade Commission says you can't collect money up front. You're supposed to have a bond. Registered Attorney General's office is supposed to be nonprofit. None of these people are. So good morning. So again, get the free book, download it. It's Winning the Credit Game. When you get the copy, look in the back of it, you'll see part of the cars, because I had 21 cars in the car collection. I want you to find out I have to rent when I actually get them. These people on social media, so many people rent cars and act like they're all in a bag of chips. Well, I think they should act like that if it's true, but if it's not, I think they should just blankety blank up. But that's just my opinion. Now, I've written 67 books so far. Now I want to get one of my books. My one we're working on right now, we're editing. It's called Always Good. Thank you, Jesus. I create a lot of things all the time. It's kind of fun. I like helping people. And I found myself basically on TikTok now for my 15th week. Fantastic. In the first 14 weeks, we got 50,000 followers. That was nice as we play this game to win. Now, if you do the division process in the future, make sure your divisions are added to the same bank account. Because that's what this gentleman did, and I told him to do that as well. This is Bank of America. You heard of Bank of America before? He's lining himself up literally for 18 lines of credit B of A. Each division will have as much credit as the parent company or a line of credit. So again, if we do this correctly, when I set up division process, all right, in 85, 86, it got approved in all 50 states. Divisions would be the ducks and sheep. There's no reason a person should ever be a duck and a sheep. Remember, today at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, we're going to play the game to win. How should someone pay back cash or advice? Well, don't spend money unless you can afford to make the payment. I'm going to look at you. Okay, you're asking a good question. Do you piss away $100 a day or $50? Which is it? Okay? Don't spend more than you can afford to pay back. Okay, in other words, you already use your credit. Don't jack it up too much. What happens? If I'm going to get the corporation, I'll get the cards, but I'm not going to spend a bunch of money unless I'm going to a business. Here's your problem. Everybody wants to spend money in the corporation or their structure, and they screw it up and piss it away. They jack up the personal credit, they get stuck, can't get any more. If I structure the corporation division process now, and what am I going to do? I'm going to get the 350 from Chase and here. Why? Now let's watch. These have no interest up to 22 months. What if I took one of these credit cards or a line of credit, and I would rather prefer a line of credit, and I close escrow? How do you pay it back? Well, why don't we write a check from a line of credit from one of the 4 banks I'm going to line you up for into an escrow? You just wrote a check for $25,000. That's going to probably get you about $3,200 a month forever. That's it. Now, one of the ways we've did auto income since 1987, if you close escrow in something, whatever you put in it, it's not what you're going to get out of it. See, numbers don't lie, only people lie. So in other words, what happens? Here's an escrow that closes. Escrow has told the management company you invested in what? A Wendy's, a Jack in the Box, storage unit, laundromat, car wash, apartment complex. Management company now knows where you got the money. As the proceeds come in, they pay the bill. You get the leftover. So they don't have to worry about paying the bill because you're going to buy something. See, the reason people fail is they have no structure. They fail because they use their own credit and they use their own corporations and pieces and don't connect the dots. So how do you pay it back? Why don't we create an income? Okay? Buy auto income. That means buy a Wendy's restaurant, at least a part of one. I bought my first Jack in the Box when I was 19 through corporate structure. Maybe it's a storage unit, laundromat, car wash. I wrote books 47 years ago about car wash and laundromat. It was to own it, not run it. You got clients out there, you need a car wash? No, you don't. You need to own the damn thing. How about we buy a do-it-yourself car wash and it brings you $8,000 a month? $6,000, $4,000. That's all the bills are paid. It's ran by a management company. So how do you pay it back? You invest money in an auto income versus pissing it away trying to be an entrepreneur. 90%, 97% of entrepreneurs fail. They don't have the money in the structure. That's what happens. So again, why don't you go at 3 o'clock today, tap the live, share the live, get your free books, get your mouse pad, get your free articles. And let me show you how to create a blueprint. It's simple. It's called a blueprint of success. I'll give you an example at 3 o'clock today. I'll stand there for about an hour and a half, and I'll explain how you can repackage yourself my way and pay it all back without screwing anything up. See, auto income does that. Most other things that you guys all do, I'm sorry, I don't like it. I think they suck. Get the job, pay the bill. That's simple, okay? What's the job? Instead of a job, how about an auto income? How about we enhance income or replace it? But again, that's share the life, share the life. I think every one of you should have divisions of yourself. The thing about my wife and I, she has 4 divisions of her, all right, using tax ID. Why? Because she is married to me and she has a maiden name. Again, what happens? If we do this correctly, we can win the game. Why do people want to keep guarantee things on themselves when the S is 4 has 26 ways to use it, not abuse it? It says employer, it says entity, that's a division, individual person. You're allowed to do this because even like the sole proprietor was you, sole proprietor became the LLC. The LLC, that's the goal. Well, you're talking about the 1023 form. 1023 is easy form from nonprofit. You fill out the 1023 on my way to the 100,000. Well, again, slow down. All right, this is what is this is. I'm trying to see the name of that. Kenny something. Kenny Ray, I think 007. Now, a 1023 form, easy form, it's nonprofit. So you got the articles from the state, filed. Now you're going to get tax ID, easy file, the bank account. Are you going to get 100,000 to the nonprofit? Not you. No. Get it right. You're not going to get $100,000 of credit to you. Corporation might. So I should do what then? Go to the basically 3 o'clock today. Okay, and listen and answer another question as well. Gonna try to do both, simple. Go to the 3 o'clock today, live, and let me show you how to do a blueprint and create all the things you're missing. I'm gonna connect your dots and give you the blueprint you're all missing anyway. So go to the 3 o'clock, tap the live, everything else. But compare your time zone, please. It is 4:39 in the morning, 4:39 right here, okay? What do we do? Simple. So if you're in Central, it's 2 hours ahead usually. All right, it's also from there. What do we do next? All right, maybe you're in Eastern time. So look at your time zone, compare it to mine, so you know you're not going to be late. You're going to have your credit cards in front of you, okay, at that 3 o'clock meeting. You're going to have sticky tabs, a tab and a pen, and I'm going to basically show you how to dummy proof this because sometimes I think we're all a bunch of dummies. That's just me. So we do it right, we're going to do it my way. I think your way sucks. All right, I say that all the time. All right, but again, that's just what I'm going to tell you. I believe you should do things my way, okay? 3 p.m., which time zone again? Pacific Standard Time. I have 4:40 in the morning. What time do you have? That'll tell you the difference in hours if we have to. All right, mark it down. Share the live, share the live. Now, I've got to get the office ready, okay? And I'm the guy, no matter what, how much I've brought in millions and billions of corporate structure. Bottom line is, I'm going to sweep the floors. I'm going to pick up the trash, whatever it takes, because, I mean, that's just the way it is. So, luckily, I don't have to sweep the floors anymore. What do we do? So I'm going to try not to drop this right now. And what do we get to do? I'm going to walk through the office. You want to ask questions, fan, please do that. Okay, time zone again, Pacific Standard Time. Hi. How you doing, Teresa Sheely? Okay, fantastic. Now, remember, all right, look at me. I'm Ray Reynolds, the Godfather Credit. I got that nickname on KNX Radio. I've been on radio and TV for 50 years. I'm out helping people every day. I'm just lighting my candle. So what happens today is up to you. Give you a little tour if you want and ask more questions. Remember, all right, share the live, very simple. Make sure this is not too cold. Our GM, she's loud. She's a pit bull. She's good, but she's loud. She's a pain in the butt too sometimes. You have 441 here, fantastic. Okay, the same time zone as me. Now, here's Travis. Now, understand a couple things. I'm going to go into the next building. This next building is the Ray Reynolds University. Building I'm standing right now is Ray Reynolds Financial Services. Now, I named it for me because people always ask, is it Ray Reynolds anyway? So what the hell? It's a marketing. I do not create liability to these organizations here. The other organizations that control millions and billions, sure the hell would be here because guess what? I'm just a puppet master. Okay, I will never say I'm rich because that only dumb people say rich. Now, start with the wall here a little bit. President of the United States of America, other people as well. All right, but we have about 2,100 pictures. Here's one of the short versions of the wall. See, I incorporate Lakers, Clippers, Dodgers, Angels, and a couple presidents of the United States of America. I'm also known as the largest registered agent in the world, helping people. I've sold more corporations than anybody on planet Earth or gave them away. But that's just me. See, I want you to understand you can actually change your life today if you want to, but it's up to you, okay? What's the best way to start working with you guys? I already told you, Bishop, it's very simple. I've already answered questions, just scrolling again and again. What do we do? Well, this afternoon, we're going to talk about putting stickies in the back of your cards, stickies. We're going to dummy proof this because I feel we're all a bunch of dummies sometimes. The problem is no one taught you or showed you about personal credit. You have a lot of bad information out there. What's the right information? Why would you listen to me? I don't know. I'm Ray Reynolds, the Godfather Credit. Created $60 billion of credit for my clients and myself, 50 years. Been out there 6 days a week, twice a day, Monday through Friday, and all Saturday classes. 99% of it's been free to help you. So if you want to listen and learn, quit pissing away money and listen to me. But that's up to you. Now, the next thing is very simple. I'm the guy that helped Ken Yarborough at TRW in the late 70s. I came up with the oldest card and then the 29% rule, right down 29%. All cards fluctuate. They do, but two. So when you jacked up the wrong card, you dropped your score, got stuck, can't get any more. The system was designed for basically 29%. When I was going to sue Credit Karma during pandemic, because it kept saying 42%, they were indicted 6 times anyway, so I kind of left it alone. They already got indicted for their stupidity. Now, I will show American Express cards how to multiply these. These are my wife's cards. Why do I use hers? Because there's always some ding-dong or dummy. Do you really have the card? I get crappy people every day, 1 or 2. So that's how it works. See, not everybody likes me. Not everybody likes you. It's terrible. Isn't that terrible? But again, I'll show you how to get 99 more of these cards, but I don't want you to get 99. I want you to get 9. I want you to have 9 divisions for 9 lines of credit. I'd like to help you get up to $1 million of credit in the next 12 months so you can finance the business and quit bringing the damn pain home. I'd like to teach you how to get lines of credit at the bank, real line of credit 150s, okay? So again, we're using that to get into an escrow. I'd like to help you get up to what? All right, $350,000 on ink cards because there's no interest rate to the damn card up to 22 months. Again, I like to help you get a bunch of this, but it's not even money. It hasn't been money since August of 71. It's a legal tender to Federal Reserve note. Again, if you share the live, get the free books, get the articles for free, starting our rights for the kids, give it to everybody in the world, please. And basically from there, winning the credit game. And if you want a mouse pad, this is your future. Okay? All right, again, this is your future. All right, it's kind of fun. This is future. So we'll send you one of those as well. So the goal is very simple as we play this game to win. The ultimate game is to play the game to win every day. So what do? So we're going to walk around here in the office a little bit. Okay, show you a little bit things that are happening in the office. We have our reception area in the next building. Basically here we have our what? Okay, this is our county manager. Her name is Brunette. She likes to help people and she overtalks sometimes and coaches them as well. And I always say, stop coaching them. That's what I do. Okay, but she'll guide them for Navy and all kinds of stuff, and that's good too. Because she's watched people. I called Navy, they said no. She says, get back on the phone and ask for a different person. Okay? They call back, get a different person. Hey, they said yes. No doesn't mean no. No means you don't know how. That's all it means. So you have the ability to play the game to win. Now we're going into the call center now, okay? The call center on the back wall says, make a friend, make a buck. I've made sure all my employees for over 50 years know one thing, get to know someone first. You know sales is going to sell you something. The difference is help them first, please. Make a friend, make a buck makes sense to me because that's the goal. We get to help people. What a concept. Could you imagine today, all right, going in the paralegal department? Now, we've been praying for Renette. She's been out for about 2 weeks, been in the hospital and out. So we have to pray that she gets back and healthy as well. She's one of our best paralegals. So here I got to turn on the lights. Very simple. All right, yes, all you pick up the trash and sweep the floor. Doesn't matter how much money you make or what you bring in. You just have to be human. Daniel's our IT genius, little guy. All right, he's an IT engineer and he's a genius and he helps us. Again, he's new to the company as well. We're trying to build a better team after a pandemic and after I died in a coma in 2009. Not easy. So what do? So walk into this. Now we're going to the break room. This is where the employees get to have all their goodies. This is where Brandy takes her naps, okay? All right, but again, that's how it works. But again, we get to play. Well, every time I come in, she's resting. I get to pick on her. She picks on me. She should never pick on the boss. Never pick on the founder. Because I don't know where she's working next week, huh? I'm just kidding. All right, you hire 100 people. It's great. 20% of them are good, the rest suck. Sorry. Most of the people you hire, I didn't say all, most of them are terrible people. They're lazy. They're trying to milk the job and get paid for doing nothing. They don't want to do dilly squat. They act like they're doing you a damn favor. So go through your people, make sure you get to 20%. The 20% will get to the point they actually push out the 80% losers that get a job. Hey, it took us a while. It took us 2 years to get to the 20 people we have now. We hired a lot of silly people, a lot of people wasting time and money. And that's what they did for all of us, unfortunately. So good morning, Gary. Tap to live, get your free book, starting a route for the kids and for yourself as well. Because that's what you should actually get. But again, it's going to be up to you as we play this game. Okay, so what are we going to do now? I'm going to go in the ladies' restroom. We have to light their candle for them. That's no problem. That's the goal. Because I light the candles in the morning. Fantastic. I even turn on all the lights in the building. So guess what we get to do? Have some fun. Let's talk about how much you charge for your services. Hey, Ray, well, how about you do this, okay? I don't know what you want, okay? How's that? So let's not talk about how much anything costs because I don't go into money. We're going to do that, okay? So again, if you want to know about services, figure out what you want first. Maybe you'll go to the, all right, blueprint meeting today. It's free for everybody. It's free. And what happens is I'm going to teach you how to do a blueprint. You can also talk to a specialist and talk to them. They have 10 basic questions to ask you. So you figure out what they want to sell you something for as well. Again, I don't go into sales. I'll demonstrate and talk about it at the 3 o'clock, a little bit about coaching things and pieces. But again, you can watch that as well. The only difference is from there, I let all the salespeople write up all the orders too. So the other one is, good morning. Why pay $8.95 to get platinum, all right, and charge 17%? Okay. Well, here's the Vine asking a question, okay? Well, if you don't like it, then don't do it, okay? See, here's the thing, okay? Show me a credit card that literally doesn't fluctuate. The only one is gold and platinum, okay? So if I have an emergency today and I have to jack up my credit card, Chase, whatever it is, personal, Freedom, Sapphire, what's a venture, Capital One. If I jack up my credit card, my personal card today, my score will drop. If I get dropped, basically I'm going to get stuck. How do I get back on my feet? I'd rather jack up a basically gold or platinum card. Why? Because it doesn't fluctuate. The other thing is you have to realize one thing. I'd take a screenshot of that. I want to give it to the office. Okay? So you are, now understand, for every 10,000 points, you get $60. The platinum card actually would get you basically pay itself back over 6 months. So it becomes free. You take the platinum card to the airport, you're in the lounge. You can bump it to first class if you know how. So again, I'm going to use that platinum and gold card to save my assets if I have an emergency. I'm not going to jack up any other card besides that. But again, you don't need to have them. It's up to you. That's what I would tell you. Gold and platinum are your best cards. To a corporation, I'm kind of blunt when it comes to that. I don't give a crap about the interest rate and the fee. If you're making money, it's a damn write-off. Let's see. Here, have a gold or platinum card, 100,000 paid over time limit up to $1 million. The ability to get a blueprint loan and write off the interest rate of 17% and it pays itself back. To get that money, a possibility to do what? Get the blueprint loan for buying a piece of business, okay? Or you don't have it at all. How are you going to go get it? You can't. See, the gold and platinum card actually connects to a blueprint loan for $250,000. How are you going to get that? See, everything you do is very simple. We understand it's a write-off. All right? Again, most cards, if you do it right, don't have interest rate up to so many months. Chase doesn't have interest rate up to what? 22 months. So again, why have them? All right? I think they're worth having, but it's going to be up to you. I don't care about the 17% when it comes to that. Personally, I'm not going to jack up the personal card that much. I'm going to use it, not abuse it. Corporation, I'm going to go to the $1 million. You don't get it. The American Express Gold and Platinum card can be up to $1 million. Where the hell are you going to get that kind of money? But again, if you jacked up the card for $100,000, you would actually get that $8.95 fee back 17 times. See, you got to have vision to get the dream versus having, I'm going to go plain, it's going to do this. Stop. Okay? I like gold and platinum cards. But they're a pain in the butt. Why? Because they like to fluctuate. They don't fluctuate. They'd like to basically put the people through reviews when they don't deserve to be in a review. But it's how it works. So, all right, so why would I have them? I have them for one reason. And I have hundreds and hundreds of them, okay? Because for me, all right, the points pay for itself. Again and again, it pays themselves. So what's wrong with letting it pay for itself? That makes sense. What's wrong with going to the airport and feel like a king or a queen on a business trip? What's wrong with getting first class? Okay? You're talking about $800, okay? You waste $100 every day, you piss it away. Most of you do. Let's say you waste $50 every other day. That's still $700 a month. So let's focus what its capability is versus being negative, because that's like the glass being half empty. Hell, it's half full for me. I'm thankful to get the damn card. But again, why? Because it's a way to actually finance something. See, everyone, you have to understand something. The only way to get to the American dream is to finance it. Where are you going to find the money? Okay, where are you going to get the money from? Okay, all right? You've been trying your whole life, most of you. And you screw up all the time because you didn't do it right. Okay, I want to get some apartment houses and rent them out. All right, that means the things that I want to do, I have to do a DBA sole proprietor in the name of the business. No. Okay? You're watching something in a class and you're saying some things right, some things wrong, you're screwing it up. Okay? The apartment complex. Okay, you want to rent them out, you keep putting you there. No. We have to teach you how to talk. Okay? Awesome question and answer. Fantastic. Okay? All right, Mindy, fantastic. Try to do my best. And God do the rest. Amen to that too. Here's your organization. Let's say it's LLC, LLP, C Corp, nonprofit, PC, whatever you want it to be. Okay? Now, for instance, like when it comes to Linda, we're taking Hyatt Hotel into Blueprint Apartments. It's profit, nonprofit working in conjunction. It's a $27 million project. You realize your organization up here, it's not going to buy the apartment complex as far as I'm concerned. Then you're going to listen to some ding dong say, well, you need 5 LLCs. That's $5,000 just to have them in California per year. That's ridiculous. Okay? It's like Dave Ramsey. I think he's full of crap. I watched Dave Ramsey finance everything. He lies all the time. He's been lying since day one. He sells his books and crap. My father-in-law listened to his dumb stuff. Paid off his house. My ex-father-in-law was Dr. Robert Solti's LA School Board. He paid his house off in Whittier, California. Then he had to pay $60,000 in tax. He gave away his own damn write-up because he listened to some ding-dong named Dave Ramsey. Ramsey's full of crap, in my opinion. He's got him build, he says, $15 million finance business. I thought he said to be broke. I said, yeah, what? So you lied? He double talks all the time. Well, if they sue the building, they would get that LLC, they'd only lose that piece. Okay, that's not all true. He's the only voice it has. He's the one in the deposition. Okay? See, I've watched some rich and famous people think they're doing it right and they get sued and screwed up anyway. If they ever sue Dave Ramsey or that LLC that owns the apartment in that building, it's worth $15 million, they'll name his wife. He didn't get that. Because he doesn't have prenup and postnup. So he hasn't separated liability, he hasn't planned the problem. So you are going to take your LLC, LLP, C Corp, or whatever you have, and you take the organization as a division. The division is going to buy the apartment complex, not you, not the corporation. This management company is going to buy this, period. Then what you buy from there, you guarantee it personally. You have to. Okay, again. But again, the division should became that you already had filed. Now you change it to match the name of the apartment complex. It's Blueprint Apartments, and you do that. See, every Wendy's restaurant or Jack in the Box has a number to it. Your division does nothing right now. I don't care what you name the damn thing. Now you basically what? You make it an active division. And before it's just aging. Now it's an active division based on the application and what you wanted to do. It owns a Jack in the Box. Okay, we're going to call it Jack in the Box 127 because that's what it is. Storage unit, laundry, what it is. Divisions will actually be named of the apartment complex you purchase through escrow. Escrow closes into the division name versus parent company. You just gave yourself a line of defense, and then what happens is they're going to make you probably guarantee it in the beginning because you don't have divisions of yourself. That's the problem. The next thing is, if you wanted to learn to play the game, I teach you how to do what's called separation. There's a reason I created the form called assignment of mortgage. I created that in 1989, by the way, if you don't know that. All my forms were at the stationery store back then as well. So all these forms are out there, they're on the internet as well, no problem. So if you wanted to become the bank, you could actually basically, if you can't split deed them, you could break them into pieces and get basically increase the income about 47%. in about 90 days. But again, that's basically become the bank. So you might have been at the class on Saturday. It's real estate for 2 hours. It was fun. I had a great time helping people understand. So again, this is a goal for you. But again, there's a lot more than what you just said there about getting apartments, houses, rent them out, blah, 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 and DBA, sole proprietor. No, it's not a sole proprietor. That's called dumb. You're not dumb. You're just doing dumb. There's going to be a management company that manages the apartment complex. Because if you do it, now you're tied up your time. There's a reason that I got the visions and dreams that God gave me since I was a kid. There's a reason that I created Winning the Game of Business and put it out there in 1976 and kept changing the business. There's a reason that's here. There's a reason you're here if you pay attention. But again, it's winning the game of business, okay? It'll be a management company. Your way sucks. Sorry. I just tell it like it is. Your way sucks, my way works. I mean, come on, look at all of you. Let's be honest. Have you got to millionaire status? Hell, I did that at 15. Why the hell didn't you? What's wrong with you? These don't work? See, your problem is your lack of knowledge, and what do? You let the world control you. It's about time you take charge. Man up, woman up. That's why you tap the live, you get the free books, you get the articles, you go to class at 3 o'clock today, Pacific Standard Time, you learn how to do a blueprint of yourself. See, until you learn the rules and tools, everything else you do, every one of you does a bunch of hooey. It's a bunch of crap. I've watched crap out there so long it's ridiculous. Then you watch these circus clowns going blah, 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 blah. Nice young guy, bodybuilder, he doesn't know anything about taxes. Everything he says, I watch Ben correct his stupidity all the time. I like this guy. You know, I like Ben because why? He talks, he's a CPA. He knows what he's talking about. I read the tax code every day. It'd take you 3 weeks to do that. I mean, talk about full of crap, but again, this is your problem. You got to quit listening to circus clowns. You got to start to man up, woman up, and understand something. Let's finance the dream using corporate credit. And I don't mind about this corporation rate interest rate. Points get back the money anyway. Okay? It's going to pay 17%. You know the average credit card you guys have in your personal wallet today? You're paying 25 to 30% right now. All right? So guess what? Why don't we understand rules and tools, structure right, quit bringing the damn pain home because there's no fun doing that, and let's do it my way because your way sucks. Is that okay if we tell the truth? 3 o'clock today, Pacific Standard Time. 3 o'clock today. What are you going to do? You're going to have a tab and pen in front of you. You're going to have sticky tabs in front of you. You're going to listen for an hour and a half. You're going to basically focus on what I'm going to tell you, how to create your own blueprint. I will teach you how to do it. For you to do it, or we do it, or I do it. It's simple. It's how I said it for 30 years, 50 years now. It's simple. What do? You do, I do, we do. See, you want a bunch of this. But you don't even realize it became a Federal Reserve note in August in 71, after Nixon took the gold standard out. So remember, every one of you, the IRS has a form on file of you. It's called an SS5. The SS5 form, which most of you don't know until I explain it to you, all right, gets the SSN and the 1040 tax return. You're taxed on your paycheck before you get your damn check. Again, your house payment gets your money back. I mean, if you don't have a house, you get a tax on your paycheck. How do you get it back? You don't listen to silly people. Don't buy a house. All right, I'm a clown. I got all this, blah, blah, blah. All right, sell me the water. You might have bought books before. You didn't pay attention at all. Okay? He only helps people have money. Or 99% or 97% don't have money. They need to go get the money. I'm on board with you. I have to work, all right, at that time of yours, but against events I need to attend. Well, it got Saturday. How do you guys feel about your country in making the war? We're not going to go there. Okay, all we're going to do is pray. Okay, we're going to pray. This is not about politics. We don't try to talk about religion. We're going to pray for the world and for people. Then we're going to go back to our circle. All right, it's very simple. Okay, do we pray? Yeah, it's simple. We have to. We're going to look at God is first, families, husband and wife, and then money. All we can do is pray. It's all we can do because everybody's got an opinion. So we pray for the days like today. I'm thankful to be here. I'm alive. I've been in 2 comas. I've been shot 6 times, knifed 6. I've been knifed 6 times, been shot 3 times. So this pisses me off. All right? The reality is simple. We have to do our best. I'm surprised my wife and I sit back and go, I should have been dead a long time ago. God is good all the time. Pray, pray, pray. So I hope and pray today at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, you're online with me for an hour and a half. Tell all your friends, family, subscribe, tap the live, give me more views, give me more followers so I can get to 60,000 followers right away and help more people like you. Tap the live. If you what? Like the book for the kids, Starting Out Right. The book, Winning the Credit Game, free. You save about 75 bucks. Articles are free, and you get to play with me all through the day. So let's do this. All right, let's do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. Never forget at the end of the day,